Hallo und herzlich willkommen, greetings and welcome, ich bin Hozat. In the wrap-up video for the Coldender expansion, we will look at the decks that I have played during this expansion, and then we will also put some of the decks that others played on the tier list, and we'll just look at the meta, at statistics, at what kind of win rate decks had. At the end, we will look at what decks will be buffed and nerfed in the next expansion. Maybe they get some new cards that will change the power level of a deck, so this is what we will do today. As you can see, we have 5 decks at the bottom here. We have one for aggro, one for midrange, one for control, then we have one for combo, and one for the combined list. So as an example, we have House of Answers in 2 different main colors, but in fact House of Answers is played in 4 classes, so we will have a House of Answers card that will show the combined results of House of Answers. But before we would go too much into arranging the decks, let's just see the tiers themselves. And yes, I purposefully misspelled tier in some cases. So tier 1 will be actually tier 1. This is a meta-defining deck and needs immediate answer from other people playing the game. So the main example for this would be House of Answers, and the way it is meta-defining is that your opponent, if they are not running House of Answers, then they have to run support removal to answer the House of Answers deck. Then we have tier 2, this is the normal tier. As you can see, I left this more space as well. Feels balance and needs your skill. Tier 3 will be your tiers. You can still play it, but to play this you need a good matchup. And then tier 4 is is if your day was too good, then you can play this and make yourself feel bad. These decks will need love. And there is the meme tier. Sometimes you play for fun, and sometimes it pays off. Most of the times you lose. This is for this one. And actually there is already one thing that we can do, because to the meme slot, I already know that the single combo deck that we have will go here. This is Dromedary Sorcerer. And then on the other side of the cards, there are here the actual stats. So with Dromedary Sorcerer, 3 matches were played, and it had a 33% win rate. And then let's start with the aggros. So we have the Token Soldier. I think this last expansion Token Soldier was good, but it got no new cards really. So I think this will be a tier 2 deck. It feels balanced. Sometimes you pull off an Erashar combo if you also play Erashar in this, although that is more the mid-range side of Token Soldier. The more aggressive you are, I think the weaker you get. You have to go mid-grow or mid-range for the Token Soldier to actually be good, but I think it is a tier 2 deck. I do not feel bad when playing it. Charge Archer, however, is, I think, a really good deck. Is it though tier 1? Does it need immediate answer? Probably not. We also haven't played much of Charge Archer, but we will see the Aggro Archer as a combined list from Charge and House of Answers. So let's put Charge in tier 2 as well, and then we might put the Aggro Archer to be a tier 1 deck. House of Answers Archer. Crusader is definitely tier 1, but I think the Archer is also really good. Archer might be tier 1. I think we will put this tier 1 for now, and maybe we drag it down. Let's see, Burnshackle Assassin. Burnshackle was really good last time, but not as good anymore. Let's put it tier 2. Especially because it's bad against House of Answers. House of Answers Crusader is, without question, a tier 1 deck. It tears the ladder apart, so it goes there. Ashkir Warrior as well. This was the most played deck, actually, and one of the highest win rates decks, so it deserves the tier 1. And then let's see the actual stats for these, and maybe this will correct us from putting decks in tier 1 and tier 2. Let's see Token Soldier. Token Soldier was played 10 times. It has a 40% win rate. That's fine. It's low sample size, but everything will be low sample size because we had 100 matches played. A little bit more than 100. Charge Archer was only played for the video, 3 matches, and then 67% win rate. The real question is, how did House of Answers do? 10 matches, 50% win rate. I think the reason it does deserve the tier 1 is because of the Crusader. is just meta defining. Even if it doesn't have that high of a win rate, it's still influential on how the game is played. House of Answers Crusader had 15 matches and 53% win rate. So if you just look at these two, we already see 25 matches played on House of Answers out of the 100 matches played total. So yeah. Ashkir Warrior, 18 matches, 67% win rate. Obviously, this is a real tier 1 deck. And then Burnsicle Assassin was played 5 times with a 60% win rate. So this is a video and then maybe 2 other sessions. Now let's go for the mid-range decks. In mid-range, we have Move Scout. Now, I brought Move Scout to the actual tournament, but I do not think it is a tier 2. Is it a tier 2 deck? It might be, I think. Because the guards are really good. You know what? Let's put it tier 2. Treaty Crusader is a mid-range deck, not a combo deck. If it would be a combo deck, it would be tier 3. I think out of the treaty decks, this is really good. Can you win though? Does it feel balanced? I do think it feels balanced. Alright, let's put it here. Mid-range Assassin. So the interesting thing with Mid-range Assassin is that there were 2 versions of this. One version was played by Nocturnal in a Shackle shell, and that was actually good, but the other Mid-range Assassin I saw was played by Ares, and his version wasn't that good. It's a bit mid-grow, or you could almost say aggro in Heroes of Vordë terms for now, but I do not think... I think this will be our first tier 3 deck. And next we have Mid-range Sorcerer. Mid-range Sorcerer was not played by me at all. It was Eros and Iridescent Storm who played this. Out of the matches that I played against it, I do not think it is tier 1 or even tier 2. Does it feel balanced though? The problem is that the main cards that make this deck strong are Haran, and then you play the Lord of the Cold Wind on the top end, but that only helps you in longer matches. Sometimes you play Ice Storm, so if you go a bit more control-y, then it's not as bad, but I think if it is real mid-range with a blue shell, in that case it would be better to just play Battle Mage or even Assassin. I think it is tier 3. Sorry, mid-range Sorc. Vordë Battle Mage, so this is Vordë or mid-range Battle Mage. It's always balanced, always good. This is a staple, so we put it tier 2. Needler Scout. Now, Needler Scout, I played this just at the end. It was one of the latest decks that I crafted for this expansion. I do think it needs a good matchup, but it is just a mid-range Scout with Akir and Swift Strikes and Guards and Haran. So it's not as bad. I think it's not as bad as a tier 3 deck. I definitely think it is better than Mid-range Assassin. Yes, we will put it here. Guard Scout. Now, Guard Scout was played by Avenged Fish, and it looked really good. I do think this might be... is it tier 1? It is the answer for House of Answers with all the guards and for aggro. And the aggro decks, when they couldn't answer this, then they just died to it. They needed the disarms. So is it tier 1? It might be. It's not good against other mid-range decks. And it's good against control because it has high health creatures. So I think this might be tier 1. Fish, you got a point by me. Guard Sorcerer, however, is it tier 4? I think we will put this tier... No, sorry. We will put it tier 4. I think this will be our only tier 4 deck. Guard Sorcerer is only good against aggro that doesn't have House of Answers. And if you look at this, the only aggro that doesn't have House of Answers is the Token Charge, the Ashkir, although the Ashkir could play House of Answers. And then we have Burnsicle Assassin here, which is good against Guard Sorcerer because the guards will come down too late to stop the burn from going face the first few turns and then just finishing you with the burn, and you don't have Drain outside of Haran. So I don't think this is even a tier 3 deck, so we'll put it tier 4. Nino and Archer. Nino and Archer had one of the highest win rates this expansion. It is a mid-range archer built by Ice Storm. He has been working on this during the whole expansion, so the matches that were put together here are from Ninoran and a mid-range variant of Ninoran Archer. I think the final result is a bit better than the earlier, so even the win rate could be higher, but it's still really good. Is it tier 1 though? I don't think it is meta defining, so we will put it tier 2. There is a limited card, Ninor's Prowler, that makes this a menace. It makes the deck good against aggro and helps against mid-range. The only thing where Ninor's Prowler is just bad is against control. So I think it would be the top of tier 2, but we will put it tier 2. And now let's try to see if the win rates help me shuffle things around. Let's look at Guard Scout. 6 matches, 67% win rate. I think then this tier 1 tier 1 is deserved. Move Scout, 7 matches, 43% win rate. Yeah, it is balanced, so it belongs to tier 2. 3T Crusader, 4 matches, only 25% win rate. Oh, I thought this was better. We might move this down then. For some reason I remembered as if it would be better than that. Then we have Vordë Battle Mage. Let's see, Vordë Battle Mage, mid-range Battle Mage, 14 matches, 57% win rate. Always good to see. And we can just drag these here. Ninoran Scout and Ninoran Archer besides each other. Ninoran Scout is 4 matches, 75%, and Ninoran Archer is 7 matches, 71% win rate. So both of these are really high. The combined Ninoran might be... I might put this here then. There is a low sample size for this spawn and both of these, but if we put them together, it's 11 matches now, and that I think that could belong here. Like, we put Guard Scout here, but I put this here because I already saw the tournament. Now for the tier 3 mid-range assassin, 7 matches, 43% win rate. But if you remember that I told you this is from 2 decks, and then there was the Shackle, 3 matches, 100% win rate, and then the mid-range Aeros version, 4 matches, 0% win rate, so I do think this is tier 3. Maybe Nocturnal would have been able to make this Shackle mid-range version a tier 2 deck, but unfortunately he hasn't played in a good while. Then we have mid-range Sorcerer, 9 matches, 44% win rate, so kind of similar. And then Guard Sorcerer, 3 matches, 33% win rate. I think this tier 4 is deserved. The only lower win rate deck is the Crusader one, the 3T Crusader, but is the 3T Crusader a meme? I don't think so. I think the 3T is an actual mid-range deck, so I won't put it into meme. And then we go to Control. Now on Control we have Support Mage, and this was a deck that has been played a lot. Unfortunately, I do not think it is a tier 2 deck. Is it a tier 3 deck? You can still play it and it needs a good matchup. I think you can still play it and needs an Ice Storm, and then it's good. Problem is that everyone was running supporting well because of House of Answers, so your supports did not stick that much, and you lock the Dawn's Wrath yet, because it's being added with the Battlefield expansion. I think we'll put this tier 3. I do think it is better than the Guard Scout. Guard Scout isn't even a meme deck. So we have Action Burn Mage. It is similar to what Support Mage is, so we'll put them together. Coldender Warrior is Doomcrack from Tassel, my favorite. If I would have been playing in the tournament, I would put this tier 3, unfortunately, because when we will look at the win rates, it won't show that good, but I think with the tournament added, I will put this tier 2. We have Lone Mission Assassin. Now, this one is interesting because this is basically Vordë Assassin, the version I built in the end. I think it needs a good matchup. The problem is that you cannot ramp. Control Warrior was it unplayable? I do not think it is unplayable. I think there are good matchups for it, but the statistics won't show it, but I do think it is not a tier 4. And then Vordë Scout is always just a good deck. Control Soldier is tier 1, I think. In Risk is just really strong, and Soldier has a good early game too because of Dwarfhole. and just the guards, city guard, and then Windwalker. These all help the deck feel like a complete deck, so I think it is on one level with the House of Lancers and the Ashkir. And then we have Priest Battle Mage. Now, Priest Battle Mage was good. It was not meta defining, so we will put it tier 2. It is now the control deck, and then Vordë Monk is just terrible. Sorry, Vordë Monk. I don't think there is even a good matchup for you. I mean, the good matchup for Vordë Monk would be another control deck, and in that case, another control deck would be better against the other control deck, so we might put this tier 4. And then let's look at the win rates. Control Soldier had 9 matches played at a 67% win rate. At the time when the tournament started, it had 7 matches and 71%, so it was the same as the Nidoran, but now it's a bit lower, but a bit higher match count. I do still think this is a tier. And then we have Coldender Warrior, as you can see, 12 matches, 25% win rate. Not looking too good, but in the tournament it did better, so we put it tier 2. Vordë Scout, 7 matches, 57% win rate. Shout Scout is just always good, one of the staples from the Tesla days, so with mid-range and Scout, this is just... I think these are the always tier 2 decks, and if they become tier 1 decks, that's a problem. Priest Battle Mage, 6 matches, 67% win rate. Also, Control Battle Mage really did feel good. There was another Control Battle Mage I played with 3T, and that went 2-0, and then there was one Control Battle Mage, which I don't even know. It was... maybe it was a Light Without Post deck that I saw, but it also won, so Control Battle Mage was actually good. It's blue control, and that's just it. And then let's look at the tier 3 standings. We have Support Mage, 9 matches, 22% win rate, yeah. Action Burn, 5 matches, 40% win rate. Now, Action Burn did a bit better. Lone Mission Assassin, 5 matches, 40% win rate. And then Control Warrior, 4 matches, 0% win rate. Yeah, Control Warrior did not do that well, but I do not think it is a tier 4 deck. I could see a good matchup for this. And then Vordë Monk, 2 matches, 0% win rate, but this is just because of the low sample size, I do believe. We went against aggro twice, and this is not as good against aggro. This is better against mid-range and other control decks. And now looking at the combined cards, we have Lone Mission. So I put blue in here because Lone Mission was always paired with blue, although Lone Mission is a natural card. And we had it in Assassin, as you can see here, but there was a Mage that I just played. There was also a Sorcerer that I saw, so these were the Lone Mission variants. I think it will remain a tier 4 deck. House of Answers is obviously meta defining. Aggro Archer. We put House of Answers here, Charge here, and Nidoran here. Although this is mid-range, but I do think it is on the more aggressive side of mid-range. So we will put Aggro Archer in tier 1. You can see that we have a bunch of decks in tier 1, but House of Answers is just requiring 3 spots here, and then Aggro Archer is also House of Answers, so that's why this looks a bit diluted. And then we have 3T. 3T is just meme, sorry. Although the Battle Mage did really well, it's still a meme deck. If you would just build another control, it would be better. Nidoran Scout, both of the Nidorans are here, but I will put Nidoran in the tier list because this is the other reason why Guard is here. So the House of Answers, Guard, and Nidoran belong together. And then we have Control Mage. If we look at this, we have Support Mage here, Action Burn Mage here, Lone Mission Mage also here, so Control Mage will go here. Aggro Crusader, I do not think is a tier 1 deck. However, I think I will put this here. The reason being is because House of Answers is already here, and then the other aggro variants that I played were Ronopotter, which I meant to do a video on, but I didn't in the end. It went 2-0, I think, and it just felt good, but also I picked it in good matchups, so I don't think it's that showing. And it's not a meta-defining deck, and the other aggro deck that I played in Crusader wasn't a meta-defining one too. So although it was good and it will have a higher win rate showing than the House of Answers Crusader, I do still think that it is just tier 2. So now let's look at House of Answers win rates. 30 matches played together with all of the House of Answers decks, 57% win rate. Then Aggro Archer, 13 matches, 54% win rate. So you see this is the House of Answers and the Charge combined. This is why it went up from the House of Answers 50. And then Nidoran, 11 matches, 73% win rate. 71 from the Nidoran Archer and then 75 from Nidoran Scout. This is why I have put this here. Maybe if we would have played a few more matches with Nidoran Scout, then this could have gone here. Or a few more matches with Nidoran Archer and this could have gone here. But it was not meta defining as the decks themselves, but as the archetype it was. So in the tournament, that's why I put this here. And then we have Aggro Crusader, 21 matches, 57% win rate. Long Mission is 9 matches, 33%, yeah. It needs a good matchup, good matchup being an aggro without draw. Control Mage, 19 matches, so it is quite high, but only 26% win rate. If you look at support, then support didn't do as good, but Action Burn had a 40, and then I would assume Lone Mission was somewhere in between, and that's how we got 26. And then in the end we have the treaty. We had 7 matches with treaty, 57% win rate. So it does not look like a meme win rate, but it is because the Battle Mage version of treaty did really well. And then we had also an Archer with 1 match, and the Crusader is already on the board. So these are all the decks that have been played, and now let's look at what gets nerfed and what gets buffed in the next expansion. So first, starting with Beams, treaty is unchanged, while Dromedary Sorcerer will become an actual deck. Then in tier 4, I do think that this Word Monk will get buffed because it will gain Dawn's Wrath. Guard Sorcerer just stays the same. We have in tier 3 Control Mage. I do think everything that is yellow control is getting buffed. Low Mission actually gets like changed. This won't even exist, so I will just put it in the nerf because it gets obliterated. Low Mission as a card changes. Control Warrior does not get anything new. Lone Mission Assassin is a Lone Mission deck. Action Burn Mage is Mage, so you see all of these get debuffs from Dawn's Wrath. Treaty Crusader, I think it just stays the same. Although we are getting a few good cards for Willpower, I don't think this will mean much for the Treaty deck. Midrange Sorcerer, we get Librarian, and that might help this. Is it a real buff though? Maybe it's getting a draw. Another proc for reward. I do think this is getting buffed. Midrange Assassin 2, I guess they belong together. But this is just one card. And then we go to tier 2s. Aggro Crusader. I think the Crusader versions of the aggressive decks do get buffed. Priest just stays the same. Bird Scout is actually nerfed, but not really. Like, it isn't nerfed by much, but it is getting nerfed, so I will put it there. Coldender Warrior is getting a new card, so it is getting buffed. Nidoran Archer is getting a nerf because the Nidoran Prowler is getting removed from the deck. Nidoran Scout just stays the same. Vordë Battle Mage stays the same. Move Scout. Actually, the problem is these controllers, while getting buffed, they are also getting nerfed because Firestorm changed. Does Firestorm change matter as much? No, because you are getting better willpower early game, and you are also getting an arid buff, so we'll still put it in buffed. Move Scout. Oh, I put Word here. I meant move. Word Scout is actually getting a buff because Uprising buff. Vertical Assassin, I think it stays the same. Charge Archer stays the same. Token Soldier, buff because willpower is getting buffed with the new cards. Nidoran is the same. Aggro Archer is the same, although House of Answers is getting nerfed. Control Soldier also nerfed. Guard Scout stays the same. Ashkir Warrior, I think it stays the same. House of Answers Crusader nerf. House of Answers Archer nerf. And this is how it looks like in the end for this meta wrap-up in the Coldender expansion. As you can see, a bunch of changes are in order. Some powerful decks are getting nerfed, while not so powerful ones are getting a buff, so everything should even out. Also, we are having new decks which will probably be either tier 2 or tier 1, because, yeah, the matches that I have played with Dromedar Sorcerer mean that Dromedar Sorcerer will be probably a tier 2 or tier 3 deck, while Gardener Exile deck, for which the video is coming out this week, is looking really good, so this is what we have in store for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time at the end of the Battlefield expansion, and until then, have fun with the game. Servus und farewell. Isten óvjon.